Hey rock fans, let's start another one of these slabbing videos, this time from the rocks that I found out near Deming, New Mexico. That's right, Deming, New Mexico. I went rock hunting out there, gosh, it's been several months ago, and I picked up lots of rocks out in the BLM land just north of the city. Now it's time to start slabbing some of these. Let's start with this one here. What will this look like on the inside? Honestly, looking at this one now, I don't remember why I picked it up. I probably saw something when I sprayed it with water. Maybe you can see a little color there. Regardless, we're going to get it on the saw and get some slices off of it. The slabbing is finished. How did it turn out? Let's take a look. As you can see, we had a fracture, but that happens. These first little tiny end pieces here. Yeah. Let's move on. Let's check this first full slab, which is now, thanks to the fracture, 2 slabs. What do we have here? Anything interesting? Not really. I think it's just an average looking rock. What do you think? You know, it's not horrible. I could probably make a cabochon from this, but certainly nothing spectacular. Kind of start this video with a bit of a dud. And for our next rock, what about this one? You see, this has some sort of, I guess, quartz vein running through it right there. You can just make that out. That's kind of interesting. Is this a jasper maybe? I don't know. Again, I'm not sure why I picked this one up. That was too many months ago. I don't remember. Maybe I saw some red right here, possibly jasper. And of course, I always like these stripes in a rock. So what will this look like slabbed? Let's find out. The slabbing is finished. How did this one turn out? Hopefully better than the first. Let's take a look at this first little end piece here. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. I really like that. You can see some red in there and some green. And of course that quartz. Wowzers, this one is a winner. Ooh. I imagine I can make a beautiful cabochon with this right in there. Capture some of that quartz, some of the different color. Oh yeah, I could not be happier with this one. I would say this is a significant improvement over that first one. What do you think? Wow. Very nice. And plenty more to cut here. Definitely a good rock. For our next rock, how about this one? This one's interesting. You can see it was just some sort of ugly rock nodule, but it got broken. I don't think I did that. I think I found it like this. And on the inside, you can see maybe a little bit of pattern in there. It's hard to say, right? Because a lot of this could just be staining. Well, there's one way to find out. How about we get this one on the saw and we get a couple of slabs off of it. Rock number 3 is all finished. Let's take a look at this little end cap here. What does this look like on the inside? Well, it's not horrible, but it's sort of plain looking. That'll be good for the tumbler. Let's see this first full slab. What does this look like? You know, it has a decent pattern in it, I suppose. It's greenish, and I like that, but otherwise rather plain. This last slab here, what does this look like? Same thing, right? Yeah, there's some pits in there, so it would probably make a decent cabochon, but overall, I'm going to call this one very average. Now this one should be interesting. I believe I found this off the Thunder Egg Trail at the Rock Hounding State Park there near Deming, New Mexico, thinking it's probably a thunder egg, but since then I've cut several of these that I found there that look like this, and they're not really thunder eggs, but that doesn't mean they're not interesting on the inside. So let's take this one, which possibly could have some thunder egg qualities in it. Let's get some slices off it. What do you think? Check it out. This Wannabe thunder egg is all slabbed. Let's see what it looks like. And yep, as before, it's got this pattern in there, which is not bad looking. It's interesting. And if it takes a good shine, I'll bet you I could make a good looking cab with this, but it's clearly not a thunder egg. Still though, I do like that pattern. That's interesting. I'm not unhappy with this one. Still have oil on this and it makes it kind of sticky. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful pattern. There's all that oil. Yeah, that's not horrible, is it? Not a thunder egg, but not too bad either. For our next rock, let's tackle this big chunk of stone right here. I thought this was red jasper at the time. But of course, I've since learned that a lot of this is just staining and the inside may look completely different. In other words, this could be gray on the inside, could be black. Hey, if we're lucky, it could be red. It could be pretty red jasper. So let's find out. Let's get a couple of slabs off this beauty. What do you think? The slabbing is finished, and as you can see, this one also broke up a little bit, had a big fracture in it. Let's just see these little end pieces here. What do they look like? Yeah, rather plain. And as I recall, this made my saw very dirty. So this is not a clean stone to cut, that's for sure. It's interesting though, you know, you've got the red and gold. I sort of like that. Here, there's a slab that stayed together. Let's look at this one. Barely, look at that fracture in there. That would snap very easily. And as far as the pattern goes, it's rather plain. Nothing special. Yeah, it's okay, you know, that orangish reddish color there, but otherwise, yeah, to me, just very average. And for our last rock, how about this interesting looking golden rock right here? I don't know what this is. I can see some sort of agatiness in it, right? Just a little bit. That's not to say this is going to be a beautiful agate on the inside, because from my experience, it won't be. But you never know, right? This stuff here is sort of translucent. Is it throughout the rock? Don't know. Well, there's one way to find out. Let's get some slabs off of it. Check it out. Our last rock has been slabbed. And how did this one turn out? Let's take a look at this end cap first. What do we see here? Yeah, not too interesting. Let's check out the first full slab. Anything good? I like that little dark section there. Well, there's some stuff in there that's interesting looking. Looks like maybe a little chalcedony. So this might make a pretty cabochon. I sort of like it. Yeah, it's a little bit above average in my opinion. There's some pattern in there. That golden color is very nice. And here's what we have left. Yeah, you can see bits of chalcedony in there, which shouldn't surprise anybody with all this on the outside. So I imagine were I to keep slabbing this one, it might get even more interesting. Not a bad rock. Okay, well, there you have it. That is slabbing these 6 rocks that I found outside of Deming, New Mexico. It's time to start grading them. Let's see, was this the first one we did? I believe so. What kind of grade would we give this one? To me, it's very plain, very average. I'm gonna say a C, maybe C- on this one. And then we did, I think it was this one, yes. I really like this rock here. I think that pattern is beautiful. And I can imagine making a beautiful cabochon from this. I'm gonna give this one a solid B+. Next up was this one. Kind of plain. I guess there is some detail in there that's interesting, so I'll say C+ on this one. No, next was this one, right? The Thunder Egg. Well, the Wannabe Thunder Egg. The pattern in here is pretty cool, I must admit. I like the waviness in there, the swirls, all that. So I'm gonna say B+ on this one. Then this one was a bit of a dud, I think. If it were just jasper, and it might be, it should polish okay. Look at that fracture. I bet I can snap this. Let's see. Yep, just like that. So I could make a cabochon with this and it would probably be okay, but yeah, to me it's average. Let's say B- on that one. And then finally, this little beauty here. Lots of detail. Look at all that. Sort of like a jasp agate, I suppose, because there is some chalcedony in there. I'll say a solid B for this one. Thank you so much for watching this little slabbing video of mine. I hope you enjoyed it. I sure enjoyed making it for you. I've got lots more rocks to slab, so be sure and check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.